Parshas Tazreah this week. As we know, the Torah doesn't give a name to a parsha without any significance, that it has a meaning for us, that we should learn from that. So Tazreah means talking about birth, talking about recreating of potential. The word is potential. That's why the Torah, even though the Sedra, the whole parsha, is not only going to be talking about the laws of birth, it's going to be talking about a lot of Timah v'Tahara, Negoim, where people, it's not a sickness, but it becomes sick, or it's not a physical sickness, it's a rachnisdige sickness, a spiritual one, where you become Tomei, impure, and there's other halachas of being impure in this week's parsha. However, the parsha is named Tazreah, the potential. So first let's understand what is really pure and impure. That is also a spiritual and an unspiritual, meaning it is a spiritual feeling that a person feels. The more pure you are, the more clean you are, the more closer to Hashem you are, because Hashem says, Ani Kudesh, and I want you to be Kudesh, meaning I am holy. Therefore, if you want to have a communication with me and a connection closer to me, and the only way is to be holy, Kudesh. But what is impurity? What is Toma? What does that mean? And we see, very interesting, that everything that has a potential, that is where Toma and Tor comes out. Meaning to say, a kohen is not allowed to be zechmetame, to go under one roof with a dead person or the corpse. Why? Because he has to be always in the Beis Mikdash serving Hashem mitach simcha and seeing potential. Hashem wants us to talk to him in a positive and a potential way. If he's going to see, and he also has to be makriv karbonos for others, and also tell others that their nega is kosher and that they're okay. That was the work of a kohen. So they have to be in a good state of mind in order to see positivity. They have no connection to dead, to a cemetery, to a funeral. They can't go there because anything. And why do we mourn dead? Because the potential stopped, meaning mitzvahs in connection on this world stopped. So therefore, a kohen which is so close, is in the Beis Mikdash, he cannot have to do any dealings with anything which is dead. Now we see blood is metama, and any fluid from the body that has potential is metama. Fluids from the body that has no potential is not metama. It means you cannot daven in front of it, but you could cover it, but it's not toma. But any other thing, it requires mikveh. We see in the halacha, we see in the purity. Why? Because the definition from Toma and Torah means that you connect yourself to the potential. Therefore, the Sedra is called Tazreah. And that's where a person is supposed to look into himself and constantly to connect. Now, also, we know how the birthplace is called mashber. It's called, there used to be a stone where they used to deliver the babies, and that's called mashber. It means broken. Why? Because the woman goes through so much pain, but so much potential is coming out. But from the brokenness, it comes out a new birth, a new beginning. And everybody has their broken parts, as the Zohar teaches us that we are not bad people, we are wounded people trying to heal. That's who we are, that's what we're trying to do. And that's what we have to do for ourselves. So we only have to be busy with ourselves and not busy with others, as we see, which I've seen this week. And we don't even have time to be busy with others because we have to always take care of ourselves and find every broken part and everything, and constantly to be in the healing position in order to be constantly mazriat, constantly, just like a garden and a field needs to be plowed and watered and taken care of. Same is our midas, especially now in the time of sphere. We have to work on the midas, work on our inner parts and inside in order to become closer to Kabbalah Sotorah. That's all before Shvi, it's all before Kabbalah Sotorah. I've seen this week from the Meshech Chochmah a very powerful word that we here he is already referring to the Kohen, which was the person that did have to communicate with others, like a Rav, like a tzaddik, or any type of mentor, that he sometimes, not sometimes, most of the times, his job is to be busy with others. So it's not only, so even how is he supposed to look? A private person definitely shouldn't be busy with others, but someone that is in the line of service. So we see, I'll read you the pasuk, what it says here in the pasuk. The pasuk says, let me find the pasuk a second. It says twice, okay. Let me find it. I'm sorry for this thing here. It says, okay. This. Okay, it says V'ro HaKohen es HaNega. The Kohen should see the nega that's on the person, on his flesh. And then, if you look at further, the end of the pasuk, it says again, V'ro HaKohen v'tumay oisai. Why does it say twice V'ro HaKohen, the same pasuk? You already said in the beginning of the pasuk. Look at this person, see what it is he Toma, is it Torah? Then it says, so the Meshach Chochma, Reb Meir Simcha, such a beautiful, gewaldige Wort. He says, look at this person, not only on his flesh, but look at him. Who is he? Who is she? Is this a chassan? Is this a kala? Is this a poor person? Is this a rich person? What is he now? Is there other problems? And don't just go say for someone right away, you're Toma. Think before. Evaluate the situation. Maybe it's before Pesach. Maybe he has to go home to a Seder. Maybe she has to help take her care of children. It's not just easy. Even in the Torah, that's the Meshach Chochma. This is not my word, but this is the Meshach Chochma, what he says, and you can look at it, it's there written. So we always have to be careful. So careful on ourselves and work with ourselves, definitely not with others. When you do have to evaluate someone else, look at them, where you at, where they at, and never to judge anybody negative, the way they go dressed, the way who they are, what they're experiencing. We never know what they're experiencing. We know, actually in coaching, as I went to coaching school, we always have that saying, people are naturally creative, resourceful, and whole. And our teacher taught us, when you go coach a person, and if you cannot implement this in your mind, don't coach that person. So we see that this is a true thing. Hashem should help. We should all see ourselves as whole, work on ourselves, and heal, and get to healing, and be pure, and to be connected to Hashem through love and yira, this is Isha Tazreah. Isha is the feminine part, which is the neshama, which refers to yira, to reverence, and that is a kele. That's the Nesiv Shalom's this week's shmuz, if you look into Nesiv Shalom. And then you can put in love into yira, so it goes together. And as the Balatanya teaches that it's like two wings to the bird, as the Zohar tells us that every mitzvah needs two wings in order to connect to Hashem, to go up to the higher realms. So we should all be zoicha and connect ourselves and have a gewaldige Shabbos and Kol Tiv.